Good morning, family. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's doing great and getting logged in to our new Admentum site. Getting started on those subjects that are seeming to take no time since it's all about getting started. So last week on Friday, we read a book called Our Class is a Family. Well, today we are going to read a book called Listening with My Heart by Gabby Garcia and illustrated by Ying Hui Tan. It's a story of kindness and self-compassion. And it also goes along with our talk that we had on Thursday about how making mistakes is okay and we learn and grow from our mistakes. That doesn't mean that we aren't responsible for our actions. It means that we take responsibility compassionately and we allow ourselves to learn and grow from those mistakes that we are responsible for. So let's go ahead and dive into this book and see what's going to happen. So if you'll notice on the front cover, we've got a little girl. Looks like she's got a little star headband or barrette there in her hand, and then in her hair, and then she's got her hands crossed over her chest and her eyes closed. So let's read and find out what that's about. Listening with my heart. Esperanza's tummy fluttered as she practiced her lines on the porch. Today was the class play. Waiting for Mama to walk with her to school, she paced back and forth when she spotted a heart-shaped rock. Esperanza picked it up and showed it to Mama as soon as she stepped outside. "I see you found a treasure," said Mama. Esperanza rubbed its rough surface and felt a twinkle of joy. "Maybe it's a sign." "For what?" asked Mama. She thought about the class play later that afternoon, wondering what it would finally be like in the spotlight. "To put my heart into everything I do," she answered. At that moment, they heard scratching and a soft cry. Esperanza peeked under the stairs and spotted a kitty, shaking and shivering. No Mama in sight. She scooped the kitten onto her lap and cuddled her. "She's all alone. I think she's hungry." Esperanza reached for her lunch bag, pinched off a piece of chicken, and offered it to the kitty, who gobbled it up. "Mama, I think the rock is a reminder to spread kindness and love. That's what we do when we listen with our hearts." "I think you're onto something," said Mama. "Can we keep Cleopatra, please?" asked Esperanza, who'd already named the kitty. "Queens are always welcome at our house," said Mama. "If she's still here after school, we'll take her in." At school, Esperanza was more focused on the play than on math or reading. Clutching her script during recess, she noticed Bayo sitting alone on a bench. He was new in school this week and didn't speak much English. She wondered if he felt lonely or scared. Esperanza found a soccer ball and kicked it over to him. A smile spread across Bayo's face. He stood, popped the ball in the air, then bounced it between his knee and his head a few times. "Dude's got moves," thought Esperanza. They spent recess giggling and making up hand signals. Afterwards, Esperanza borrowed Miss Owen's English-Vietnamese dictionary. She wrote "friend" in Vietnamese, drew a picture of Bayo and her, then put it on his desk. Esperanza rubbed the rock in her pocket. Listening with her heart made her feel peaceful inside. Finally, it was time for the performance. It was too late for Bayo to be in the play, but he stood at Miss Owen's side as a stagehand. Excitement bubbled as Esperanza awaited her cue. Esperanza walked on stage, tripped as she was about to say her first line, and splattered across the stage. When she got up, she forgot her lines, so Mrs. Owen whispered them to her from backstage. Heat rushed through Esperanza's body as all eyes were glued to her. She wished she could disappear. I ruined the play, thought Esperanza, rushing off stage as soon as she'd finished her part. I messed up in front of everyone. She tucked herself in behind some props so no one would see her. Esperanza noticed her body shaking and her face still burning. She took a deep breath and dug the rock out of her pocket. It was cracked and lopsided, just how she felt. Esperanza touched her hand to her heart and felt the disappointment. Bayo found Esperanza a few minutes later and handed her a drawing with the word friend written above it. Esperanza nodded. She hadn't been treating herself like a friend. Esperanza realized this wasn't the first time she'd been unkind to herself. At the soccer game last weekend, she'd missed the ball that swooshed by her head, and they lost the game. Nice work, a player from the other team yelled as the others laughed. Esperanza thought she'd let her team down and was the worst soccer player in the world. Thinking those thoughts had made her feel worse. At the curtain call, Esperanza reminded herself she hadn't ruined the play. She'd had an accident, and accidents happen to everyone. Listening with her heart wasn't just about giving kindness and love to others. It was about giving kindness to herself, too. I can be a friend to myself, thought Esperanza. When Esperanza got home, she focused on her favorite things. She zipped down the hill on her bike, then spent the afternoon painting at the kitchen table. She also got the hug she needed from Mama and some cuddles from Cleopatra. And then it's got some different things here, little poems at the end, and we will go over those another day. But I really like this story. This is the first time I've heard this story, so we heard it together. And I really love how it's not just about kindness to others, but it's about kindness to ourselves. I would like you to make a text to self connection in a quick write today. Text to self connection means that you think of something in your real life that you can connect to the book. So you'll think of a time that maybe you had an accident and you were really hard on yourself about it when you could have been a lot kinder. So kind of think about that and make that text to self connection. So connect yourself to Esperanza and do that quick write. And with your quick writes, when you do the second one, you start over with the first one. So if you started out by saying, Miss Taylor read us a book called Listening with the Heart on your first quick write, you're going to do that same thing on your second quick write. So you're starting over and trying to get further in to what you were wanting to say and get more words. But remember, even if you don't get more words today, treat yourself with kindness because you might do it tomorrow. Have a great day, my family.